Well, for those of you who haven't seen this incredible grandstand, which extends about 1.6 kilometers down towards Dubai, it's the maiden grandstand. We're not at Cape Canaveral, this is no rocket ship, and track work is now done for the day. We're on our way to breakfast with the stars, but in the meantime, we've had an opportunity to speak to Lord Teddy Grimthorpe, who is the racing manager for Prince Khalid Abdullah. We've also had an opportunity to speak to world traveller Tim Carroll. He's a journalist who represents various different media sources around the globe, very knowledgeable, very studied, and we've also had an opportunity to speak to the General Pat Cummings, who represents the interests of Hong Kong and further races that might take place there, the Hong Kong International Mile and the Queen Elizabeth II Cup. So let's catch up first of all with Lord Teddy Grimthorpe.
I think Prince Khalid takes a huge interest. Of course, he had a very close relationship with Henry Cecil and, funnily enough, Bobby Frankel, who, of course, who the horse was named after, and of course John likewise. It builds with time. All these relationships take time.
Okay, talking about taking time, this horse Monarch's Glen, when I look at the stats and I look at the form, he really is going to have to step up. He might have lots in the tank, and that's obviously why John's brought him here. But your sentiments there? Yeah,
there's no question about that. I think from his point of view, his progression in the autumn last year was very good. We gelded him in the summer, and then he came through, had a sort of, after he's gelded, he was second in a handicap, then went on, won a listed in soft going at Goodwood, but he did it in pretty nice style all the same. It was a narrow margin, but the way he did it gave you great encouragement that he was sort of on the right track. And then he won the Group 3 at Newmarket in October, again over 9 furlongs, so it's the right distance anyway, and he came from slightly off the pace there, didn't get the clearest of runs initially, but showed a good turn of foot. But he will need to step up to the plate a bit on Saturday night, no question.
Tim, every year we have something special, whether it's a Curlin or a California Chrome or a Arrowgate. What's the everlasting memory preceding Dubai World Cup 2018?
Well, I think you've mentioned some very good horses there. No one will ever forget the performance of Arrowgate here last year, to come out of the store slowly like he did, to dissect his way through that field. I think probably, with all respects, we've seen some great performances over the years, but I think that's probably the everlasting memory for me. He was rated the world's best horse on top of that, and in front of one of my favourites, obviously, in Winks, but I thought rightfully so. That was one heck of a performance. And like I said, probably the greatest performance I've ever seen in Dubai.
So now he beats Gunrunner. Gunrunner gets better, and he wins the Pegasus, as he did. And he beats a horse called West Coast, who's a street ahead of the next horse. He's got to be the horse.
I think he's definitely the one to beat. You've made the point there that he was 2 lengths behind Gunrunner. And let's not forget, at the top of the stretch, he looked a big chance of picking up Gunrunner. He was 2 lengths behind him. He was 10 lengths in front of the third. Now, the horses in behind are some of the best horses in America. For me, that's the best bit of form on offer here. I think the other thing is you've got to remember the dirt here suits the front runners. Okay, it was different last year when the rain came, but we're not going to have the rain this year. I would imagine North America will make a bold bid from the front, but West Coast has got speed as well. I would think they're going to sit in behind a horse like North America. I think the race...
He's got the draw.
Yeah, he's got the draw, that's right. He's drawn low. I think the race will set up very nicely for him. If there was to be an upset, I mean, North America could get loose on the front end and he could be very tough to run down. We've seen that time and time again during the carnival. But West Coast, he's the highest rated horse in the race. Bob Baffert, he's already won this race 3 times. He knows what sort of horse to bring over. And without a shadow of a doubt for mine, the best bit of form in the race is that second in the Pegasus behind Gunrunner.
I absolutely love Ray Dioro in the Shima Classic, the Japanese Derby winner, who I think he actually just towers over the field. I saw in Europe he was sitting mostly 4-1, 9-2. I've got him 3-2 favorite on my line. I just think he's an absolute standout. Had a very, very pure prep run last time. He gave up cover to go 3-4 wide around the turn, and the winner just kind of came up the rail. I pay no attention to the fact he only ran 3rd in that Group 2 event in Kyoto. I really like him. Ray Dioro in the Shima Classic, I think, is my best for the meeting. And The Japanese, I think, also hold a very strong hand in the Dubai turf. The last two winners of the race, both from Japan, Real Steel and Vivlos, and you kind of go just a season before and just away. I mean, they've dominated the race, but yet I think a lot of people are looking to the Godolphin team, and they certainly bring in, I think, a formidable opponent in a horse like Ben Battle, who's well drawn in 5. But for me, Neorealism is going to sit maybe 3 back the fence. It's going to be a lot of speed. And, you know, we've seen great heart from a horse like Janubi, who did well in the Zabeel Mile. He goes forward, stays on, all that. You know, very solid performance, but there's plenty of speed in this race. And I think Neorealism's the one for me. Trainer says 1800 is his best trip, and last year, in his first up run, he won over 1800 and beat Vivlos, who then came here and won by 2 lengths. So I really like Neorealism. Morera rides.
And so to the Dubai World Cup itself, arguably the most coveted trophy in all of horse racing, and certainly up until the Pegasus was inaugurated, the most valuable. And it's a trophy that young JAVIER Castellano would dearly love to have on his mantelpiece, as he's become America's greatest thoroughbred jockey. This trophy is worth $10 million US, and he's riding the favorite for the race, a horse called West Coast, trained by, guess who, Bob Baffert, victorious on Arrowgate last year with Mike Smith aboard. He's also got Mubtahij in the race, and of course he also won the race with Silver Charm and Captain Steve. So let's catch up with JAVIER, one of the nicest men in racing, the man who told us about Noble Tune before he came to South Africa.
I hope so. You know, I'm looking forward for many years and been working hard to get to that level where I am right now. And being blessed, very fortunate, you know, a lot of support with the best trainer, the best owner in the country. They always support me, give me the best fast horses to ride. And very lucky, I'll be honest with you, and being working hard for get to that level, that moment. Hopefully, you know, it could be this year for me. I like that horse West Coast in the Dubai World Cup. It's a nice horse. I think everything only need racing luck.
Now, West Coast, he doesn't come with the same reputation as California Chrome or Arrowgate, but on his run to Gunrunner and Gunrunner's run to Arrowgate last year, he's got to be the best horse in the world on dirt.
I hope so. He's now 4-year-old, he started developing his career 3-year-old campaign. Last year he was very impressed, hooked up with the best 3-year-old in the country in USA. Now he stepped up a little bit to run it with Gun Runner. He's such a great horse, old horse. I think he was a great performer last year. I mean, the last time. I'm very happy, I'm very pleased with the way he did it. I think now I'm looking forward to the Dubai World Cup, try to show the people he's so talented horse, but he needed some time to develop it himself.
Now, Bob Baffert does his job. He gets the horse ready. Your job is to ride him. You've got a little bit of a tricky gait. What's his gait speed like?
We see how he break out of the gate and maintain all those speed races. You know, every single race you need to have a best break. If you have a good break out of the gate and then let him follow the horse or whatever the spot he's looking for, let him comfortable read it and take it from there.
Well, we would like to wish you the very, very best. We thank you very much for your time, and it's wonderful to chat to you here in Dubai.
Thank you so much. A pleasure for the interview, and I wish you all the best luck for every single one.